This is just disgusting and disappointing. Australian prosecutors drop case against actor Amber Heard over pet Yorkshire Terriers. Australian prosecutors have dropped a potential criminal case against American actor Amber Heard over allegations that she lied to a court about how her Yorkshire Terriers came to be smuggled into Australia 8 years ago. We wait, and 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 they build up so much hype about how they're going after her. Yada, yada, yada. Only for it to get dropped. Australian prosecutors dropped a potential criminal case against American actor Amber Heard over allegations that she lied to a court about how her Yorkshire Terriers, Pistol and Boo, came to be smuggled into Australia 8 years ago, the government said Wednesday. Heard and her then-husband, Johnny Depp, became embroiled in a high-profile biosecurity controversy in 2015 when she brought her pets to Australia's Gold Coast, where Depp was filming the 5th movie in the Pirates of the Caribbean series. Australia's Department of Agriculture, Fisheries and Forestry, a biosecurity watchdog, said the Commonwealth Director of Public Prosecutions decided against prosecuting 37-year-old Heard for allegedly feigning ignorance about the nation's strict quarantine regulations. So, what does this say then? They were going to make an example of her. So, what does this say then? I guess they're not so strict after all if they're just going to let this go. Prosecution action will not be taken against Heard over allegations related to her sentencing for the illegal import of 2 dogs, the department said in a statement. The department had investigated discrepancies between what her lawyer told an Australian court in 2016 when she admitted smuggling the dogs and testimony given in a London court in 2020 when Depp, now 60, was suing the Sun newspaper for libel over allegations of domestic violence against his former wife. Heard had pleaded guilty in 2016 at the Southport Magistrates Court in Australia to providing a false immigration document when the couple brought their dogs into Australia in a chartered jet a year earlier. Prosecutors dropped more serious charges that Heard illegally imported the dogs, a potential 10-year prison sentence. The false documentation charge carried a maximum penalty of a year in jail and a fine of more than 10,000 Australian dollars, which comes out to about 7,650 American dollars. Magistrate Bernadette Callahan sentenced Heard instead to a 1-month good behavior bond, under which she would only have to pay a fine of $1,000 Australian if she committed any offense in Australia over the next month. Heard's lawyer, Jeremy Kirk, told the court that his client never meant to lie on her incoming passenger card by failing to declare she had animals with her. In truth, Kirk said, she was simply jet-lagged and assumed her assistants had sorted out the paperwork. But up here she pled guilty. They just said she pled anyways, whatever. But a former Depp employee, Kevin Murphy, told London's High Court in 2020 that Heard had been repeatedly warned she was not permitted to bring dogs to Australia. Right. She was told over and over. But she insisted and later pressured a staff member to take the blame for breaking quarantine laws. The department told the AP it collaborated with overseas agencies to investigate whether Heard had provided false testimony about her knowledge of Australia's biosecurity laws and whether an employee had falsified a statutory declaration under duress of losing their job. The department had provided prosecutors with a brief of evidence against Heard, but no charges would be laid. When the dogs were discovered in May of 2015, following a trip from the couple's rented Gold Coast mansion to a dog grooming business, Depp and Heard complied with a government-imposed 50-hour deadline to fly them back to the United States or have them euthanized. Pistol and Boo became H.U.G.S property when the couple divorced in 2017. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed all of the hype that Australia made about how they have such strict laws because they don't have like a lot of the things that we have here in America that affect their animals, that affect our animals, don't affect their animals because they're so strict over there about what is and isn't allowed in Australia. There's a quarantine time frame as well. And if you remember, these two had to get on and publicly, very humiliating, I imagine, get on and publicly apologize. I mean, you could tell from that they were being forced to do it. And Johnny was having to apologize for something he had nothing to do with. He was there filming the Pirates of the Caribbean. And H.U.G.S was warned again and again and again, you can't bring these dogs, you can't bring these dogs. This is highly sus in my opinion. Why is she being let off the hook? We've been waiting for years, literally, for them to nail her with this. Well, no doubt H.U.G.S people are going to be bragging about this. Australia, this makes you look... Well, it doesn't make you look very tough on this crime, does it? What the article doesn't say is why. It just says that the prosecutor decided not to prosecute. I'd like to know why. What evidence, what reason do they have for letting someone who broke a very strict law in Australia just get away with it? And she did. She got away with it.